Hello and welcome back to the channel. Before I begin, I want to thank all the subscribers. I want to thank all of you who have been hitting that like button, that hype button. I really appreciate it. And it's done a lot for the channel. It's helped me a great deal. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the support. And, okay, let's just get started on this. On today's video, we're going to talk a little bit about prison. But before I begin, I want to make one thing perfectly clear, okay? So, I remember on a live that Dubs did, he was having an argument with Al from A Prisoner's Awakening, okay? And this dude, Dubs, goes and tells this young man, hey, your paperwork don't stack up to mine. He was like really proud of his paperwork, you know? His paperwork ended up being nothing but bad stuff, you know? It was all bad once it came out. But he was talking about my paperwork, your paperwork don't stand up to mine, okay? And he was doing it in a way that he was boasting about the things he did in prison and the time he spent in prison. That part of his paperwork, all that was indication of his failure in life, okay? And if there was any type of measurement to be made from how big a stack his paperwork is, or was, or is, one thing you could take from that is that shows his failure in life, you know? Nothing else, nothing to glorify. Nothing to boast about, okay? Because a life was lost in Dubs going to prison, okay? A young man was unalived, and you could only imagine what the family went through, the parents, the brothers, the sister of the victim, and the rest of his family. Having to do a funeral, go and see him for the last time, and close that lid on that box and lower him 6 feet into the ground. Okay. And all during that time, I don't know if Dubs had a family at the time, but obviously he had his mom, okay? And whatever he considered his family, he let them down also. He let them down by getting arrested, running the streets, ending up in prison, and putting them through what he put them through during that time he was in there. Okay? It's nothing to glorify. It's not an indication of success. Going to prison is a failure, a complete and utter failure. So anybody who brags or boasts about it or pops out their chest, like, you know, like it's something firme, there's nothing firme about it. Especially if you have kids and you spend 15, 20 years of your life and those kids grew up without you. And abandoning the woman that you supposedly love? No. No, that's not success. That's not anything to boast about. Her having a struggle, take care of those kids, provide them clothes, and do everything that she had to do for him. I know a failure like that. You're looking right at him right now. Yeah, that was my failure in life. Going to prison, getting addicted to drugs, all of that. And even though that I turned that around and I'm trying to use it in a positive way, it'll always be a stain in my character that I even went there, okay? So don't get it twisted that it's firme going to jail, prison, and, you know, you're going to come out and you're going to learn, you're going to get some clecha, you know, in there. You're going to be a pinto when you get out, you know, nah. It's all worthless. You can't do nothing with that. You can't put that on a resume. Okay? I just wanted to say that because what I'm going to talk about right now is about prison. and just trust. It's not a life I would want to relive. If I could relive that part of my life again, I wouldn't want nothing more than to do it over again, differently. You know, some people say, "Oh, I wouldn't want to." If I live my life again, I'd live it the same way. Well, I wouldn't. Because I did some things that I really shouldn't have done, and took it in a way that I shouldn't have been looking at it. I was looking at it differently than a regular person would look at that. The things that I was doing, the things that I was involved in, all of that. The lifestyle that I lived. Anyways, that being said, I'm going to get into the core of the video, which is Dub's paperwork. Okay. Now, I believe somewhere in his paperwork it had mentioned about him losing, getting caught with weapons. Okay, with inmate manufactured weapons, right? And it sounds like no big deal, while he got caught, they probably searched his cell or whatever, however he got caught. Okay. But it is a big deal because weapons that belong to the house, weapons that belong to the homies, each and every weapon is something precious because you might have to defend the lives of yourself and those to your right and those to your left. So the last thing you want to do is lose one of those weapons. And I remember in my time, if you lost a weapon, you were going to get you were going to get handled. You understand? Not a DP. You were going to get carried off the yard. It was considered that serious. I know things have changed. I don't know if that has changed, but I suspect it might have. Look, I went to the county jail in 2015, I believe it was. I'm not sure. It was I'm pretty sure it was 2015. It might have been 2010. And the reason why I say that is because I know how people are. Well, you said you went this year and it wasn't this year. It was that year. Yeah, but in between that time, I went just to the county jail. And the guy who had the floor, not just the pod, but had the entire floor, I used to kick it with him. He was from White Fence. And he told me that the dude, his right-hand man, who was an Edgar bigger than myself. He was a big-ass fool. He was yoked up. That was his enforcer. He was that kind of guy. Had lost his clavo. He had given the clavo that he had received, that he was supposed to make money with, to him to hold, while the dude at night would hoop it. Hoop it means hide it in the anal cavity. And what happened was, that morning, he had got up, half asleep, not remembering he had that, went and used the bathroom and flushed the toilet, and immediately remembered. You could the whole pod heard him when he was like, "Oh fuck!" He flushed the house, stuff. And so he was asking me, he goes, "What do you think I should do?" And I says, "Well, you have to book him, dog. For losing that, or give him a good DP if you think he's not really accountable for it. But if he's experienced in that and he went and fell asleep on you like that, yeah, just, you know. And he told me, nah, he goes, I'm not gonna have him booked, you know. I'm just gonna talk to him, man, you know. And the guy's beside himself. I know he didn't do it on purpose. I go, that's up to you. How do you know he don't have it still? You know, I'm thinking all twisted, you know, and like, how do you know he still doesn't have it? You know, what if he goes somewhere else and he does the same thing? You know, they're not gonna be so gracious to him. Better he learn from you. You know, if he leaves here with some holes, you know. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that, man. The dude, he's been good, you know. I said, then what you asked me for? Anyways, he didn't do nothing. I don't know what he did with that situation. It was really none of my business. He just asked my opinion, and that was my opinion, you know. Yeah, if I was responsible for that and it belonged to somebody else, I was, you know, going to definitely show that there was some ramifications for that, even though I'd probably still have to pay for it, you know. Nevertheless, he decided against it, you know. So I know sometimes some concessions are made, but I know that losing a weapon is a very, very serious thing. And there's, as far as I could remember, there was some heavy ramifications for losing something that belonged to the house like that, you know. So a lot of people, they suspect that Dubs just walked away, that he wanted to go home. Well, we don't know that because he don't say nothing. For all we know, he tripped over himself. You know, maybe he got too big, too pushy, you know, because he talks like he was an arrogant bastard, you know what I mean? And most of the people that I've met that you know, are somebody or have the yards, are very very smart, very cunning, and very approachable, and have good stilo and talk feedman. Even if you're gonna be next, they're not gonna you know, talk all hard and crazy like you're somebody. You know, he'll send you away feeling comfortable. Later on, you know, get whatever you had coming. But the point is that from the people that have spoken and just Dubs himself, you know, when he's trying to brag, he's actually making himself sound worse. If you really, really listen to some of the things that he involved himself in and decisions that he made, you know. So it could be very well that he was just removed, not that he decided he wanted to go home and he wanted to do those programs he needed to do, and he needed to spend some time without a 115. Because he got out very, very soon after that law came into effect, you know. And how could he know that he would have to do all those things before he got out? I don't know. Maybe he did, but we don't know. Why? Because he don't talk about it. He should have just came on YouTube and did his thing without making any waves. And for damn sure, he shouldn't have did any type of prison content. that was not the genre for him in his situation, you know. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. They started cutting something out here, I guess down the driveway somewhere next door, and it's very noisy. So anyways, thank you for watching. You know, before I end this video though, I had to remove a couple of people from the channel. Okay, I don't appreciate people accusing me because of the way my voice sounds that I'm probably loaded. You know what I mean? I'm proud that I'm not doing dope and that I'm living the way I'm living. And I don't appreciate someone that don't know what they're talking about, making accusations to my face. I could do without that type of those types of people being around me. So if you made that type of comment and you find that you're blocked, I did that. You don't belong on my channel. Yeah, the most people on my channel have a different character. They're a different type of person, and you just don't fit in. I'm sorry, but like the same way you could choose to remove yourself from the channel, I could remove you also if I feel you're not a good fit. Forget the numbers, forget all the views or whatever that I'm going to lose by doing that. But I'd rather do that than put up with nonsense from anybody. Anyways, people, stay safe. God bless you. Thank you for watching. And stay free, please. Whatever it takes, man. Let's stay out and about, enjoy the good fruits of freedom, and enjoy our families. Christmas is coming, the holidays. If you got a loved one that's incarcerated, don't forget, send them a letter or a card or something. If you could send them a little some, whatever you can do. It's good to hear from family when you're incarcerated, So just want to send that little reminder out. Thanks for watching, people. Hope to see you on the next video. Muchas gracias.